the presidential election in that country, and Togolese are anxiously awaiting for the announcement of the result. Correspondent Musbao Damahab in Lome. Musbao, how...
across the country, and what you have right now, just speculated results are flying over the social media, but trust you know that is not official. The official result is expected to be announced by the electoral body called Senate in 2 days' time, and after the announcement, that will be passed to the Constitution Court for sanctioning for final validation. As people wanted to know what was really happening. But the ECOWAS Election Observation Mission that has been on top of the situation got across to the defense minister, and they were assured that nothing really to fear about, that it was a preventive measure. That is in the word of the Minister of Defense now, that it was actually to prevent any possible crisis from the opposition. But as we speak across Lome now, it's peaceful, as everyone is going about his or own business without any problem at all. But meanwhile, the observers of ECOWAS deployed across the country are now back in Lome. They have been debriefed earlier, and what is going to happen next will be the preliminary declaration by the ECOWAS Election Observation Mission. But before that, coming up very soon this evening will be the meeting of heads of missions to compare notes as regarding the observation of the election.
All right, thank you, Musbao, for that update. We'll export more updates from there subsequently. That was Musbao Damahab in Lome. And back here, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says the federal government is targeting about $1 billion annually from artisanal mining if the sector is given the desired attention and support. The minister stated this in an interview ahead of the formal flag-off of the program in Yauri, Kebbi State. Anthony Forson reports that the Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative is a scheme designed by the federal government to help eradicate illegal mining and make the sector more formal.
And what this means, that we are going to register all artisanal miners in Nigeria, take their biometrics, take their photographs, get their addresses, and then the federal government will now support them in the mining industry. This is the best way to eradicate illegal miners. And then whatever gold with the mine will be bought by the central bank. And we are very confident that with this new initiative, we are going to we'll be able to probably make over $1 billion alone in gold.
The minister explained that the pilot scheme has 2 states for the initial takeoff.
This pilot program will be in 2 states, in Osun and in Kebbi. In Kebbi, we are going to register about 3,000 artisanal miners, taking their biometrics, taking their details.
Was Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed talking to correspondent Anthony Forson earlier. Now, it will not be business as usual for Nigeria's broadcasting outfits, particularly owners of social media platforms, as the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is coming up with the new regulations on content delivery. The NBC is also maintaining its stance on handing out stiff sanctions to any breach of the nation's broadcast code. The NBC Acting Director General Armstrong Idashaba says the Commission is also working with the federal government towards realization of the digital switchover before the end of 2020. Ulushe Adeago has details.
The broadcast industry is said to be critical to the realization of the economic potentials of a nation and building national cohesion. But inciting an unfair content on some platforms and social media is no doubt hampering the nation's integrity. Experts say it is also having a huge negative impact on the people, especially the nation's youths. With the recent presidential approval of the recommendations of the Reform Implementation Committee, the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is holding brief on some of its new reforms targeted at mandating owners of distribution platforms to ensure self-regulation and statutory provisions that will guard against harmful content.
Our broadcast stations have a responsibility to extol positive family values and promote a sound and morally built nation.
Responses from management staff of the Commission touched on measures already in place to meeting the set date for the digital switchover and also efforts to ensuring that its activities at the state level are not compromised. For the NBC Director General and his team, the Commission remains committed to the ideas of promoting a responsible broadcast media, free and independent, serving at the pleasure of the Nigerian people. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
Minister of State for Works and Housing Abubakar Aliyu has expressed displeasure and concern over the slow pace of work at the Section 1 of Kano-Maiduguri dualization project by the contracting firm. The minister, who paid an unscheduled visit to the site, said the federal government will not take it lightly, especially with funds being released to complete the road infrastructure. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
Activity by activity, you are now doing artwork there. This is my gang for artwork. Yes.
This is the second time the Minister of State for Works and Housing, Abubakar Aliyu, is visiting the long-established project in less than a year. His concern is to address the complaints raised by motorists on the speedy completion of the bad portion of 13-kilometer Gaya-Wuli Road.
I want to urge them to push this work because this road is very, very important to the people here and to the nation because it's a major road linking Kano to Maiduguri. And the Gaya-Wudil section, they are not doing well there. So I have directed that they should increase men and machine on this stretch so that they link up Gaya and Wudil before continuing other areas. At the beginning of the project towards Wudil, they have done about 10 kilometers. They have finished complete 100%. And I commended them for that because they have done very well.
The minister also inspected Shuarin Gaya and Bridge 2 of Wudil interchange, urging the contractor to expedite action on the project to ease the hardship being faced by road users.
2 years there's been scoop funding and there's no reason why we cannot continue to work. This is kudos to the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. We have assured the minister that that very portion that he's talking about between Gaya and Wudil, we're going to put more efforts there to make sure before the rainy season starts, that place is motorable, so that he will have peace, we will also have peace, and the nation itself and the traveling public will also be happy.
The project, when completed, is expected not only to stand the test of time, but also contribute to the socio-economic development of the people in the area. Mohammed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Now, with 7 national parks located in states across the country, Nigeria has the capacity to explore economic gains through tourism. Support for this sector, as exemplified by the Taraba State government, is seen as a needed step to make tourist sites safe and attractive for all. Joseph Saundu reports.
Gashaka Gunti National Park is Nigeria's largest wildlife park, covering an estimated area of over 6,402 kilometers square. The park, located in the eastern province of Taraba and Adamawa states, to the border with Cameroon, has been a tourist destination for many. The activities of bandits, hunters, woodloggers, and other security challenges have been a source of worry for authorities and tourism. To enable park rangers patrol and cover remote areas to checkmate security challenges, Taraba State government donated 3 motorcycles to the park.
Apart from the motorcycles we want to hand over to the conservator today, he also requested that a bridge
Housing